Alright, and I'm back. I just did that in case I run out of batteries. I don't want to lose the video I just shot. Keep seeing a lot more of those white flowers. It'd be nice if those produce something edible. Here's some other berries. I don't think those are edible at all. Let's get another thing I have to look up. Some more blueberries. All the blueberries are gone, of course. Gotta watch where I'm walking because that is a pretty steep fall. Almost getting to the other side of the island now. Yeah. Lots of little red berries on the ground. Don't think they're edible. Another mushroom. This would be a good place to set up camp. I think it's the tallest part of the island. I don't see a lot of wood washed up. Although there is this pile of wood here that I imagine somebody brought up here at some point a long time ago. I think there was a small population on this island at one time, because there's a lot of old trash, old bottles that are probably worth money actually. I've collected a few of them because they look cool. This is the other part of the island. Now I can't get there right now because technically it's two islands. By the way, it's starting to rain. But this right here, this island, has a ton of wild strawberries, wild blueberries, wild raspberries, and wild blackberries on it. But right now, I can't show you because I'm obstructed. Now, take a look at this. This is something I didn't notice last time I was on the island. That's 2 goose eggs. I know they're goose eggs because there's another nest on the other side of the island, which also had some eggs what they hatched. These ones are obviously old. They're cold. There's no goose around honking at me. I don't know if those are edible right now. Bear Grylls would eat them, but he's an idiot. But they're there. Certain times of the year, they would be edible. They might be edible now, who knows. If you broke them open, you could probably tell, but I'm not going to break them open. Another interesting note is the fact that there are goose on this island. Goose are relatively easy to catch, even by hand, simply because they're aggressive. If you go up to their nest or you harass them, they'll try to attack you, and then you grab them by the neck and snap it. But their bites are painful, so I'm just saying, if you wanted goose, there are goose on this island, and they are relatively easy to catch. And I just noticed as I was looking at those eggs, there's some other sort of berry here. I don't know what this is, perhaps a juniper, but there are little black berries on there. And if this is a juniper tree, some of them are still green, those are edible. Although I've heard they taste like crap, but they are edible. Again, don't take my word for it. Always consult a local expert. Oh, look at this. There's something growing on this little oak tree. There's a name for that. I forgot what it is. I have no idea if it's edible, but it's interesting. This is probably the only way from this side of the island to get up it. Will be to crawl up here. And look at this. That would make a cool shelter if the bottom floor wasn't water. It would also be kind of dangerous. Look how big this tree is. That is a huge tree. You do not see trees that big on the mainland because they've all been chopped down for logging. That is a huge tree. And unfortunately, within a year or two, it's probably going to be in the water, just like last year that tree was standing up. This was a beautiful little fishing area, and then that tree fell into it, I don't know if that's going to make the fishing better because more hiding spot for the fish, or if it's going to make it worse because it destroyed all the bass that used to swim and lay their eggs over there. But yeah, you cast a line in there, you're going to come out with a bass almost guaranteed, and I will make a video of that later to prove it. Continuing on the tour. That is a big tree, comparatively. I mean, it's no redwood, but here in Maine, that's a big tree. And there are a lot of big trees on this island. More of those bushes with little berries on them. Perhaps. I think they're juniper. I could be wrong. It's another oak tree with another one of those little nutty looking things on them. If I remember correctly, I think that's actually some sort of parasite that causes that. That's a fuzzy birch tree. I think that's birch. I'm noticing this log is burned, but there's no sign of a campfire, so maybe it was struck by lightning. One of the dangers of being on an island is lightning. Okay, this is the first sign I've seen of any other humans on this island, you know, besides old stuff, is this chair. And this used to be a swinging chair, but it's obviously no longer swinging, which means nobody has used it for a long time. Most likely. I see a beer can over here. I wonder if I can get a date on it. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Get that ant off. It's covered in ants. Well, I wanted to find a date on that, but I don't want to get bitten by ants either. Or that spider. Jesus Christ. I'm not seeing a date on it. Some more mushrooms. I was hoping the date on that can might help me figure out when the last time somebody was here. It's a nice spot though. Fairly clear that there's probably not a lot of water that gets up here, even in bad weather. And it's open. It'd be a good spot. And this is hidden too. I mean, you cannot see. If you had a fire right here, nobody'd be able to see that from land. It's raining right now, I think, but I don't feel a drop because there's so many trees above me. Lots more of those little flowers. Another benefit of this island is that there's no large animals on it. I mean, the porcupine is the biggest island animal I've seen evidence of. More old mushrooms. This used to be a birch tree, as you can see from the bark. Be a great place for a little cabin. If I could buy this island, I would. But I don't think you can actually own an island on a waterway in Maine. You can own an island in the ocean, but not out here on a river. That's what somebody told me. I will investigate it. What is this? Now that's interesting. I don't know what this plant is, but it is loaded with little blueberries. They look just like blueberries, Maybe these are huckleberries. I don't know. I don't know what huckleberries look like. I know the berries look like blueberries, but I don't know what the actual plant looks like. So I'll have to look that up online. That's interesting. There's a few of these. That could be edible. Might not be. I gotta look into it. There's some more right there. Pretty sure some of these plants over here are wild strawberries. It's hard to tell when they don't have the flowers on them, when they're not in season. These could be onions or something, I'm not sure. Nope, doesn't smell like something edible. Yeah. Ah, motherfucker, that's why you gotta be careful. I just stepped on a perfectly normal looking piece of land and my foot sunk way down into there. And it'll just keep on going. So I'm gonna stay away from the shore here. There, due to erosion, and look at the size of that tree. That is amazing. But due to erosion, some of the parts of this island are very holy. Lots of holes you can get stuck in if you're not paying attention, like I just wasn't. You can feel the ground is pretty weak here. There's more huckleberries and more wild potato over here. I don't know if you can tell on the water, but it is raining right now, but I don't feel a drop. Spiders everywhere. Don't know if you can see that web. There's a gunshot. I think that's coming from this side. Now this side of the island, I mean the shore over there, across the river, this side is uninhabited for quite a ways. I looked it up on Google Maps. There's nothing out there for probably a couple square miles. It's just wilderness. I've been on that side and there's lots of old trash and things that probably wouldn't be there if a lot of people visited that side of the shore. A lot of old bottles that people like to collect if they had seen them, or kids like to smash if they see them. It's a little island right there. That's the geese love that island right there. There's probably a bunch of nests over there too. I haven't seen any geese today, just a nest. But there was a gunshot over there. I don't know if somebody's hunting or target shooting. But the closest thing, I mean, if you just, yeah, that's definitely come from that side of the island. Now that's either a gun or it could be fireworks because it is Labor Day weekend. I'm getting attacked by mosquitoes at the moment. Once again, I'm going to shut off this video for a moment and restart it.